Simbu to host third cocoa show. Eviction leaves properties destroyed. And hunters depart for Gold Coast, Australia.
This is National MTV News with Shamaine Poriambep.
Welcome. This is Sunday's news. Planning is underway for the third Cocoa of Excellence show this year. The show will be held in Kundiawa, Simbu province. The show brings together stakeholders of the cocoa industry from all over the country and is the platform for identifying the best cocoa in PNG. The Cocoa of Excellence show PNG is set for the 7th to the 9th of October this year. The show will be staged in Kundiawa, Simbu province. It is a biannual event. Simbu Governor Michael Dua took the show spear in lay back in 2019 to lure cocoa farmers and stakeholders to his province so that his people can learn more about cocoa farming and its opportunities. Karamui is the only district in Simbu province that is growing and selling cocoa. The recognition by international cocoa and chocolate experts in Paris, placing Karamui cocoa among the world's best, is motivation enough to stage the Cocoa of Excellence show.
It's just beginning to make our way into the highlands, and Karamui, for that matter, is what we call now the new frontier for cocoa in the highlands, and they're taking the lead. They have shown their support by way of political as well as administrative support. This is what we want to see, so that we can be able to partner and deliver the show.
The show started in 2016. The main aim of the show is to promote best origins, and after competing domestically, winners enter the International Cocoa of Excellence show.
The previous shows, Watut has won the show in 2016, and they have gone all the way to Paris. They have also from the out of 150 countries they came fifth.
Gaupu said the show is also about promoting PNG's cocoa farmers and farming groups, so to take them to the next level where they can not only sell to mainstream markets, but to take them to specialty markets. Based on the identification and recognition from the International Cocoa of Excellence show, farmers or farming groups are able to reach out to niche markets.
Go into marketing. For instance, Grace Kalambasi from Aitape, who is now exporting to California, direct export. And for Watut and other cooperative societies, they are now selling straight to Paradise Foods. So this is part and parcel of marketing exercise where we would like to promote them and identify best producing cocoa producers, but also to enable them to reach out to niche market and specialty markets. So the show is all about promoting our cocoa farmers, farming groups, so that we take them to the next level where we not only sell to mainstream markets, but to take them to specialty markets and, fair trade and all that stuff.
The show this year will be an opportunity not only for Simbu province, but for the Highlands region to learn more about the cocoa industry. A senior citizen and businessman has lost properties worth millions of Kinah following a recent eviction in the nation's capital. Property owner Andiki Aluya says his house, trade store and other valuables were destroyed and he has no place to go. He is calling on responsible authorities to allocate a land for him to settle and rebuild his life.
The recent eviction exercise was carried out at 9 Mile Runabout earlier this week. The place once was a mini supermarket is now empty with nothing left to show for. Houses and properties worth millions of Kinah were destroyed and families displaced. A total of 74,000 Kinah cash stored in the house were also lost during the demolition exercise.
Mi et mi sili blockar. Mi nawad nat house. Na live block begini bagarab.
Property owner Andiki Aluya, a former employee of PNG Forestry, has been a long-time resident of 9 Mile for over 40 years. He says he has a valid land title with properties worth over 20 million Kinah. He says they were not aware of the eviction exercise. However, they are aware of the government's plan to upgrade the road.
Olen city gam na to road by go. Tasol ipla abrusim bani sine kam out. Ipla cleared him.
He is now calling on responsible authorities for a relocation plan for his family to rebuild their lives. He says he is not against any development plan for the city.
Suppose only any city only pili mose only working nungod lo mi pla inap by panim web lo mi pla long mi pla sedan paste
mi pla yabru sedim kawana ipodi mosam amba compensate before it compensate. Then we will consider him where all Basilib na kirab na pigin ni survive na kokam school.
Rayon Lakingu National, MTV News.
The Nurses Industrial Awards is being prioritized by the Department of Personnel Management. Department Secretary Tai Sansan has called on all agencies to take into consideration the Nurses Awards in their discussions and planning and fast-track its implementation. The Department of Personnel Management, Treasury and Finance are working closely to ensure the smooth implementation of the industrial agreement signed between the PNG Nurses Association and the Department of Personnel Management on behalf of the state. The industrial agreement, in the form of a memorandum of agreement, is for the determination of 2021 to 2023 salaries and allowances for nursing officers throughout the country. Department of Personnel Management Secretary Tai Sansan in a statement said it is essential that Nurses Awards is honoured and implemented immediately by employer agencies. Department of Personnel Management and the Department of Finance will configure and allocate a code for the nurses' life and medical subsidy on the payroll. Meanwhile, the human resource of employer agencies is to consult the government payroll staff of the Department of Personnel Management. The Nurses Industrial Awards is a legally binding document signed by all parties on the 25th of August 2020. Sansan said nurses make up the highest number of health workforce and are essential service providers, and the government will continue to recognize and reward. The MOA supersedes the 2016 to 2018 agreement and will remain in force for a period of 3 years. The industrial awards as provided for under the MOA are special domestic allowances of 5,000 Kinah per annum awarded to specialist nursing officers who have double certificates, consolidated clinical allowance increased by 5% for all nurses across the board, potential risk allowance increased to 75 Kinah, specialist allowance for mental health and psychiatric duties increased to 200 Kinah fortnightly, shift work arrangements and payments, and increased teaching institutional allowance. Link PNG, a subsidiary of New Guinea, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Hydes Gas Development Company to provide chartered services for its personnel engaged within the LNG gas project in the Komomagarima district of Hela province. Link PNG Acting General Manager Alex Kia said the national airline is proud of the step taken towards the partnership arrangement and is confident this partnership with one of the biggest landowner companies in the country will contribute to nation building as the country journeys through an uncertain period brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. Hyde Gas Development Company is a landowner company engaged with ExxonMobil, the operator of the PNG LNG project. The Mosby Northeast electorate has come up with business ideas to help people in the district with SME and MSME programs. It has partnered with NDB as a major player to run SME and MSME programs. Many times, DSIP funds run short to complete the projects, so the district has established a company to generate money for the district in order to cater for this problem if it occurs.
People of Mosby Northeast, especially mothers, turned up in numbers to attend the SME and MSME conference of the district yesterday. This SME program is under the chairmanship of MP John Cowper, which was launched last year by the Prime Minister. Before the SME programs run, financial literacy is important in order to run the SME and MSME businesses. The district is now ready to run a financial literacy program for the mothers.
Today, we having conference. One time, all got 290 presidents, treasurers, secretary. All association inside like participate inside of micro SME, na SME business employee long Mosby Northeast district. Big launching finish the 2nd November where Prime Minister Honorable James Marape and launching. Now this let me confirmation ready lo go inside lo final step literacy training. So this la conference and we talk saval of President Treasurer all by carrying me go back na talk saval all members lo association lo one of my legal area lo must be know this lo ward council all come long in. So that all can very long one in business activities they are doing.
The district has allocated $3 million for this program. The money would be rolled out through selected banks for the people in the district to acquire SME loans to run their SME businesses.
$3 million were district allocated. We are ready to roll it out with NDB, Me Bank, all Narrow Bank or some BSP. So, me see them also that direct them what they need to do in preparation for the training and in preparation for what we are going to assist them on what type of business activities they are doing.
Apart from that, the district has also established a company named Northeast Holdings Limited. This move was considered best because it would help the district with funds whenever the DSIP funds run out to complete the district projects.
So also Namibla too, he launching one black company. Anani lo Mosby Northeast district business arm, Mibla call him Northeast Holding Limited. And I'm only the trustee holding on behalf of our stakeholders, all the mothers here, and the people of Mosby Northeast. And I'm all by deal one time, micro SME mothers na SME mothers. Because people are less only come from office, the district, not disturb him. They have to operate under the business arm so that only can facilitate them loan blow, na guidance, na bookkeeping or whatever literacy training, but people give him law. Also, people he launch him this company so that this company can also generate revenue long district so that some DSIP go short long end. We can raise money so that we can also assist our electorate. Same time, we roll the SME, the micro SME mothers law, Disla company, law district.
As Mosby Northeast, in its SME and MSME program, has partnered with National Development Bank, NDB will facilitate loan for the mothers in the district after their loan applications are selected or approved by the district. The district money parked in NDB will be strictly for mothers in the Mosby Northeast electorate alone.
For NDB, what we're going to do is that what the Honourable Member gives us, we're going to manage it separately, and from those funds, we're going to give the loans to the mothers in the districts. But the process of selecting whoever's qualified, it has to come from the district, come from the MP, because that's funds specifically for his electorate. So I can't use his electorate funds to give it to another electorate. So where I will come is to support him, and we will support him, and then provide seed fundings for the mothers that he is training in his electorate.
Alexis Sengi, National EMTV News.
The two-day stakeholders awareness on small business tax initiated by the Internal Revenue Commission ended last Friday. Alan Kedea, a businessman, expressed how helpful the small business tax workshop was for financial literacy. He said the workshop was important for small business owners.
Business owners who have attended the small business tax workshop not only learned about small business tax law, they became a part of PNG's financial inclusion concept. Business owner Alan Kedea explained how this workshop has helped him realize that paying taxes will help his business grow.
I think it's a really good idea because it simplifies tax for small businesses. It's a lot cheaper. So my understanding is you only have to pay 250 Kinah tax annually if you earn between 0 to 60,000. Man, if I was starting out business like maybe 10 years ago and this thing was around, it would make it a lot easier for me.
Mr. Kedea said it was very challenging being financially illiterate and understands very well what other businessmen and women are facing. So with the opportunity given, he urged business owners to consider applying for small business tax.
It's good for our country, and most of our country is we have a lot of SMEs, entrepreneurs, and a lot of money is made in that sector. So I guess we're now financially including that big part of the economy now into the system, which I think is good. And if you do qualify, I would encourage you to go into that system because it's a lot cheaper for tax. Yeah.
The small business tax law was passed by Parliament in 2019 and 2020, an initiative of the Marape government, and is aimed at making it easy for micro and small businesses to comply with the tax law. Small business tax is expected to come into operation in April soon after Gazetto. Gertrude Gabi, National EMTV News.
The Central Provincial Government has established two vital administrative bodies that will help address land-grabbing issues in the province. These include the Provincial Land Board and the Provincial Physical Planning Board, with the Central Province Building Board to be established soon. Central Governor Robert Agorobe also highlighted major development projects for the province.
The plans to address land-grabbing issues were also captured in the Central Province Smart Corporate Plan, which was launched recently. Issues relating to land administration and management will be addressed through the Provincial Land Board and the Provincial Physical Planning Board. The Governor says the Provincial Building Board will be established in the first quarter of this year.
The Central Province Building Board will be established in the first quarter of this year. These boards will address land-grabbing issues and also help in freeing up more land for investment, business services and development.
While addressing land issues in the province, there are also plans for the establishment of a provincial headquarters. According to Prime Minister James Marape, this plan was undertaken over 10 years ago. However, nothing has been done so far, and the national government is committed to support this plan.
In a big way this year, then at least for the next 4 years, let's put in a plan in motion so that when 2025 comes around, when our nation celebrates 50 years of independence, the form and shape of Central Province has emerged. In as far as provincial headquarters is concerned, and your presence is clear for people to see, and you do not hide or remain passive behind NCD.
Other plans for Central Province include the establishment of a provincial hospital and a nursing college, and they are also committed to supporting the education sector through school fee assistance. There are also plans to establish a new secondary school.
My government is agreed to support both tertiary students and also grade 11s and 12s in terms of school fees and also with improved infrastructure. We want to provide an environment for our students that will allow them to build themselves up.
Prime Minister James Marape also highlighted some projects the national government will be supporting the central provincial government, and these include the development of 9 specific provincial roads in the province.
We give all necessary support we can within the context of resource envelope we have today. Of the 9 roads that is designated for support, I think this year 4 or 5 of them have featured in our in our national planning allocations for this year, 4 million kinas or 5 million kina allocations.
Rayon Lakingu National, MTV News.
New drama has unfolded as operations in Pogera mine in Enga remains halted. This week, the two major factions in the SML and LMP area joined hands and made a bold stand. The unified landowners say communities have suffered due to the mine's closure. The Pogera landowners demanded the state and developer to reopen the mine sooner or not later. In tonight's A Closer Look, reporter Jack Lapava Jr. takes us through concerns of the landowners, the effects of the closure and the decisions the state hopes to deliver for one of Papua New Guinea's revenue-generating project, the Pogera mine.
It's over 10 months since the state announced the closure of the Pogera mine. Through a NEC decision, government refused to grant the special mining lease for mine operator Barrick Gold Limited. All operations were halted despite Barrick applying 2 years earlier to extend the SML.
We never once got warned or suggested we wouldn't renew the mining lease. As I pointed out, we jointly with government approached the courts to recognize our right to continue to operate.
This led to numerous court battles between the developer, state and landowners of the affected mine area. While the state has reaffirmed its decision to take back the mine, the opposite side of the house disagreed.
Their lives of Papua New Guineans will rely on the mine. There are Papua New Guineans who are employed in that mine. There are landowners who receive royalties. There are Papua New Guineans who have contracts with the mine. And you are already cutting their lifeline.
Days became months and months have almost led to a year. From the outset, it may seem all well to applaud the take-back PNG policy driven by the ruling government. However, it's a different story for those that depend on the mine's life.
People income law, as place, and through work employment law mine, not through royalty, through land compensation, all that is law. Though you can get all nice, colorful, all policy blue, but you, through, you can't have no belt thing blue, or you let take back Pogera. You let take back Pogera, okay, one employment blue, time man shut down 1 year. You put him something in place, law. At least isn't this a problem, law go through.
It's been a difficult journey for many in the Pogera Valley. The loss of 3,600 jobs with over 1,500 contractors losing business with the mine. This local businessman says his business is one of the many being forced to stop. An investment of nearly 400,000 Kinah is in the balance.
Government it all same all starting mine and short like one so term a short term pain so all to same na and me will continue working yet. But 10 months now Miss Awolsem no got now me no buy na blue go some buy me na working for profit one something so we just let him stop him na let him Miss Awolsem grass grow here so maybe but me let him start was me no say by making one I'm content me one blood as well or not blood film no minus say.
Public servants say the mine's closure has also affected services. Schools and health facilities operate on ad hoc basis while law and order spiraled out of proportion. It's been a struggle for the local public service mechanism.
After 30 years, mine tablet expire now. I'm losing nearly a year now. Now I'm appealing plant the effect lawyer. Effect lawyer like power cut off, road bagarap, all plant schools closed. All 8 posts closed. Mibla just that social problem. Mibla losing one sub-district below me, which is Payala Ewa mentioned Payala Ewa LLG. Then Mibla losing now all the service lo Payala closed, except one 8 posts as well. One but otherwise other services are closed.
Meanwhile, the Enga to Pogera road is in appalling condition. This is the road linking Pogera to the outside world. It's now in a sad state, blocking off the flow of business and other means of generating revenue.
Road lo wabet na kamo pogera. You get all big all potol na bottom stop na all track all big car lo all business house osa kari kawai gam fuel gam emar lo trouble now all PMB2 emar lo trouble. How all teachers bakam la ya all doctors bakam la ya all workman bakam la ya gogam all businessman bakam la ya emar block stop.
It is believed the state is in negotiations with Barrick and other potential developer of Pogera mine. While all this is played behind closed doors, government's decision to engage Kumul Mineral Holdings to run the affairs of the mine remains skeptical. However, the Prime Minister is steadfast with his decision.
People do question that state have capacity to reopen the mine. Come on, are you questioning the sovereignty of a sovereign state? State resource is endless. State can't do anything to get money to reopen Pogera.
But it's a different story for SML and LMP landowners of Pogera Valley. The granting of Kumul Mineral Holdings Limited has not settled with the locals. They believe the state has bypassed proper procedures.
Government should have get a views of the landowners, but this has never been ensured. So something fishy is going on. All the proper process and procedure has been hijacked.
Me feeling more some ground blue me am stop it. Na inu what one man by come na mine long or operate long area blow me until na unless me signing or understanding blow me stop one them this man back am operate lo here.
A state through lo Kumul Holdings, you know, working feasibility study blow you. Including also mine plan too you know what. You know what is the mine plan now? How you can is la license for LMP. Maybe all got ground stable back lo place lo here. No one man must be man. Maybe give him authority or endorsement lo give him ground blow go long Kumul Holdings.
It has been a long-fought battle for Pogera communities. Struggle between landowner factions, legacy issues like environment pollution and outstanding benefits to resource owners, among others, remain in the dark. While the state and Enga provincial government remain silent for now, the two major factions of landowners have joined hands. They believe this decision is for the good of the mine and locals in the Pogera Valley. Their message was clear: reopen the mine.
So Mibla landowner, Mibla unite, na Mibla put the pressure along. Independence Republic where Prime Minister Mirigo pass along. Na Mibla like him Angabana Bloenga, Saiparas, na Poma Diploba, Barrick. Mibla like him, you blow, you go open this mine tomorrow. Mibla kisim bakara bina finish.
Tomorrow tasol. Finish the framework, go open him this mine. Suppose you open him this mine tomorrow, Mibla yet open him this mine.
Mibla unite, open mine tomorrow, not next month, not next year. Yes. Open mine tomorrow. Yes. No more delay.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The SP PNG Hunters have finally left the shores of Papua New Guinea with a total travelling party of 30, which includes players and coaching staff. The team is now in quarantine in Brisbane. The team left at 2:30 p.m. after 2 weeks of quarantine, with a handful of players left behind who will travel down later on to their new home at Gold Coast.
It was a long 2 weeks in isolation for this group of players and coaching staff, but finally they are heading off to Brisbane, where they will be in quarantine for 2 weeks before they head to the Gold Coast. After a positive case of COVID-19 had forced the team into quarantine after their first attempt to travel, They were finally farewelled today by the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, James Marape, Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League officials, staff of the Australian High Commission in Papua New Guinea, and sponsors who turned up. It was an exciting yet lonely takeoff for the team, with none of their family members present for the farewell. No farewell hugs and kisses from friends, family or loved ones, just the players walking into the plane and taking off for Australia. Chief Executive Officer of Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League, Stanley Hondina, says not all the players got on the plane this afternoon, with just a travelling party of 30, which included players and coaching staff. Hondina said the players that did not take off with the team will be travelling later on and will meet up with the rest of their teammates at the Gold Coast.
One player that requested to stay back, and we respect his decision. We allowed him to stay back, Stanton Albert. He's got some family issues to sort out, so we'll allow him to do that. We'll give him the support he needs to get it sorted, and we hope to get him on the next flight that goes down. It's a long season, it's a 9-month season, so sending the first one is what we want to see the success on it. As soon as the first one goes, then the others can follow through once we establish the pipeline for us to send and work with all the stakeholders involved. So we will still have a look at seeing how we can send him and a few others afterwards. And at this stage I can say the Queensland Health were pleased with the way we handled it. As soon as the case was detected, we acted in quick. We isolated him, we took him into quarantine, kept him out, reported him to the NOC, which they came in to carry the normal process. So as a confidence of doing that, they allowed us to get on the plane this afternoon. So on that player X, we labeling him player X. At this stage he's still in quarantine and he gets off this afternoon. He's done his 14 days. We did the PCR test together with the teams and his test result came negative. So we just didn't want to take the risk to get him on that flight. And then if it gets into problem, it may affect the whole team again. So we decided to keep him back. So he joins Stanton and a few others that will go in the next group of players that we will send them.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
FC Genesis 3-1 victory over NCDFC maintains their position at the top of the ladder in the Southern Conference of the Women's National Soccer League. Genesis has now secured their spot in the finals playoff, with the next round of matches being the final one in the season proper.
Southern Conference leaders FC Genesis made hard work for themselves as they overcame a determined NCDFC. Genesis showed their dominance as they marshaled the midfield with players Levina Hola and Romana Morris, their passing and movement creating scoring opportunities for the forwards. The resolve of NCDFC finally broke down as Genesis showed their class, putting 3 goals past the NCD goalkeeper. However, NCDFC managed to pull back 1 goal as a consolation for the consistent attacking plays. The final score at full time, Genesis 3 defeating NCDFC 1. The victory maintains Genesis' position on top of the ladder with 25 points going into the final round of competition, securing their spot in the top 2 for the finals playoffs. Hakstilovai, Trukai Sports.
You're watching National EMTV News, the weather forecast for the next 24 hours when we come back.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Moniplus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Mosby, possible afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Daru, cloudy with some showers. Kerama, cloudy periods with brief evening showers. Popondetta, cloudy with rain periods. And Alatau, mostly fine. In the Momasa region, Lay, brief showers. Medang, cloudy with few showers. Wewak, mostly fine. Brief evening showers in Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, a few showers. Kavieng, mostly fine. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, brief showers. And Buka, cloudy with some showers. And finally, in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka and Kundiawa, brief evening showers. Mendi and Wabeg, some showers as well.
weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for a Sunday, the 21st of February 2021. From all of us here at EMTV, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.